Why did Jesus compare himself to the bronze serpent? In today's gospel, Christ tells Nicodemus that he will be lifted up like the serpent in the desert. This is a strange comparison to make. Or is it? In the Exodus narrative, the Israelites were punished by God by having snakes attack them. The Israelites then pleaded with Moses to ask God to take away the snakes. However, the solution God offers is not to remove the snakes, but instead to offer a cure for the venom. We see this in the image of the bronze serpent. The Israelites were instructed to look upon this image, to venerate it essentially, and only then would they be cured. To understand this, you have to understand that a snake is an image of death. This is an image that manifests itself in the Garden of Eden, the devil himself. So why is Christ comparing himself to this? The cross is also an image of death, and so is the place where Christ was crucified. The hill of Golgotha is also called the skull. So you can already imagine this image of a cross which looks like a sword that's plunging into a skull, which is the hill of Golgotha. This image would also then have the feet of Christ pointing towards the ground, essentially standing or striking the skull. Now, what do you see? You see the image of Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. They will strike at your head, while you strike at their heel. The woman is Mary, and the child is Christ. These are the words that God spoke to the serpent after Adam and Eve betrayed God. And so Christ not only compares himself to death, but he also references the prophecy where he destroys death. And so by becoming death and by transforming it into life, Christ destroys death. And again, hearkening back to what happens in the desert, God does not take away the snakes. He instead offers a cure. In the same way, we still suffer the sting of sin, but we do have a cure. And that cure is Christ. By becoming like Christ, by dying to ourselves, and by being crucified in Christ, only then can we be saved. So does this mean that we all have to go and nail ourselves to a cross? Well, no, because St. Paul already offers the solution in Romans chapter 6. All of us who are baptized into Christ have been baptized into his death. Salvation is achieved by dying to yourself and by being reborn in Christ. Die to yourself this Lent and cling to Christ. God bless.